A mystery still haunts the waters of Lake Superior. 50 years ago, one of the largest freighters ever built, the Edmund Fitzgerald, vanished. During a violent storm, it took all 29 crew members with it. For decades, the explanation seemed simple. Massive waves overwhelmed the ship, water flooded through damaged hatch covers, and the vessel sank. Case closed. But that conclusion existed only because no one could see the wreck itself. That changed when an underwater drone finally reached the site. What it transmitted shocked experts. The wreck did not match the official story. The damage, the structure, even the position of the ship contradicted everything investigators had believed since 1977. The drone wasn't sent to solve a mystery. It was sent to confirm what everyone already believed. But the moment the first live images appeared, something felt wrong. The bow section came into view first, and it was upright. Not twisted, not crushed, not violently destroyed. It looked structurally intact, as if it had reached the bottom before breaking apart. That alone contradicted the official theory. A ship torn apart by waves should show chaos and deformation. Instead, this looked controlled. As the drone scanned further, experts noticed another inconsistency. The deck showed no signs of prolonged wave damage. The visible damage looked like impact with the lake bed, not surface struggle. This changed everything. It suggested the ship stayed intact until the very end. It didn't slowly break apart under stress. It failed suddenly, internally. The disaster didn't unfold over hours, it happened in minutes. The storm was no longer the main cause, it was just a factor. Looking back at the voyage, the warning signs were subtle. The Fitzgerald was heavily loaded with over 26,000 tons of cargo. That meant reduced buoyancy and almost no margin for error. As the storm intensified, the ship endured constant stress. By mid-afternoon, Captain McSorley reported a listening water had already entered the ship. Soon after, both radar systems failed. The crew was navigating blind in worsening weather. Yet, the ship continued forward. No panic, no distress call. Everything appeared manageable on the surface. That illusion of control was deadly. Because below the waterline, damage was building. Then came the final transmission at 7:10 p.m. "We are holding our own." Calm, controlled, nothing alarming. But just 10 minutes later, the ship disappeared from radar completely. No mayday call. No warning. No debris. It didn't fade, it vanished instantly. For a vessel that large, that silence was terrifying. This was not gradual flooding. It was sudden, catastrophic failure, likely below the waterline. A structural break would allow water to rush in with overwhelming force. This would cut power and sink the ship within minutes. The hatch covers, the supposed cause of flooding, were still in place, not torn off. This invalidated the original conclusion. Instead, the drone revealed something else: severe damage around the loading gates. These were weaker and located lower on the ship. Now the pieces began to fit. Water entering from below would explain the sudden sinking and the calm final message. But what caused the loading gates to fail? The answer came from markings along the keel, long scratches and dents. The Fitzgerald had likely struck a submerged shoal, a hidden rise in the lakebed that charts at the time had underestimated. It wasn't a crash. It was a scrape, subtle, silent, but enough to weaken the ship's structure. The grounding weakened internal supports. Then the storm added stress. Wave after wave pushed the structure beyond its limit. Eventually, the weakened section failed. Water rushed in from below, and within minutes, the ship was lost. Today, the wreck tells a different story. The Fitzgerald lies split in two, not from waves, but from internal failure during descent. The official explanation wasn't just incomplete, it was wrong. The storm didn't cause the disaster, it finished it. And for decades, that truth remained buried beneath the lake, until now.